we have a bathroom light that was put in without a box behind it. Here in the country I was born in, according to the NEC, all electrical devices have to be in a box. We use a 14 American wire gauge on 15 amps, 12 American wire gauge on 20 amps. Black is live, white is neutral, the bare, the green is the ground. Red and blue are also live colors. However, you may find white live in a 110, 120 volt switch loop or in a 220, 240 volt circuit where the appliance does not require a neutral. So I'll show you how to put a box behind this light that was put up improperly. So there's our improperly installed light. We'll turn it off. Okay, so we'll take our bracket apart here. And we'll set our screws down here so we don't lose them. And we'll unhook our wires. And they just twisted the ground wires together. And our black wire just came out. All good, we have plenty of slack in here. So let's just see if our box is going to fit in the hole here. Looks like it's going to. I'll just make sure we don't have any power up here. So we'll get our wires ready to go into our box. We'll take this long screw out of here. And we'll put our wire into our box. put it back into our wall here. Well, the hole isn't quite big enough, so we're not getting upset. We'll just break it out a little bit. We'll break out some sheetrock all the way around here. Just make our hole a little bit bigger here. Let's try again, see if our box will fit. Okay, there it goes. It's going to fit in there really nice. So we'll get it screwed down here with some nice big long screws. Get our wire in our jacket into the box here. Here we go. Put a couple other nice big long screws in here. Okay, we got our box up there nice and solid. And we'll get our wires here. And we'll ground to this screw right here because there's no place to put a green screw in this box. There we go, we got it around our screw there. We put it around the direction our screw turns. So we have our white, which is our neutral, our black, which is live, and our bare wire, which is the ground. We'll get our debris all out of the way here. Okay, so this is the bracket we put on our box. So we'll bring our wires in through these holes here. Oh wow, it's going to be a tight fit on the light there. So we'll set it up here. We'll put our 2 screws in. Make sure it's tight. We gotta get our other screw down here. Hope I was okay. I can take this cabinet down. So we'll hook our ground wire around our green screw here, because we have to ground to our bracket. Okay, so we have our ground wire, our white, which is the neutral, our black, which is the live. Get our wires shortened up a little bit here. We'll strip them back. New strips. Here's our LED fixture. The black is live, the white is neutral, and we have a little transformer in here. And this is our ground wire, so we can hook our wires up. But then I'll have to take the cabinet down to screw it down. So we'll get our ground wire hooked up here. And we can cut it off a little bit, it's way too long. Okay, and we'll restrip these wires here and we'll make better connections on our black and white. So we'll strip our white wire longer and our black wire longer. We'll see if we can get some of the dirt out of here. People smoked a lot and that's why it's all dirty inside. So we'll get our white wire, get our insulation even at the bottom like that, take our strands, we'll wrap it around our solid wire like this. Take our wire nut. Make sure it's on nice and tight. Again, we'll do the same with our black wire. We'll get our insulation, get our strands pulled out, get our insulation even at the bottom like this. We'll wrap our strands around our solid wire like this. Get them even like that. We'll get the insulation even and the at the bottom and the copper even at the end. We'll take our wire nut. Okay, and there we go. Now we can get our wires back into our box here. I might have to move that ground wire so I can push the wires in. Oh, how nice. It doesn't even fit. But you know what? We're not going to get all frustrated. We're not getting all bent out of shape over it. It is what it is. You just can't let stuff like this bother you. So you just go back to ground zero and start over. That's all. You don't let stuff like that bother you, because it's only going to make you miserable. And it's just not worth it. So we go back to ground zero and we start over. That's all. So we take our plate off. I enjoy it. Instead of pissing and moaning and complaining, I just enjoy it. I'm glad we have a nice solid box to work on. So we'll bring our wires through the bracket here and we'll just go back to start over again, that's all. Okay, so we'll just do the same thing again here. We'll wrap our strands around our solid wire like this. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. And we'll do the same with our black wire. Get our insulation even at the bottom like this here. Wrap our strands around like this. So it looks like that. See how nice the insulation's even at the bottom and the copper's even at the top. Stick our wire nut on. Make sure it's on nice and tight. And now we can put our wires back into our wire nuts back into our box where we wanted them. And we can put our plate back on here. Make sure it's nice and tight. Brackets on here nice and straight. Now just make sure no wires are pinched behind our screws there. Nothing pinched here. Nothing pinched on the top. And now we get our ground wire back around our green screw here. Now for our yellow wire nut, let's see if it fits down in here. No, it isn't, but we can just leave it right here because there's enough room just to leave it right there. And we'll set our fixture up here, and we're going to have to take our cabinet down to fasten it. Okay, now we're ready to take our cabinet down. Let's see how many screws are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll take our bottom ones out first. Take it down. I don't see any other, oh, it's caulked along the sides here. Now we'll just set it down some here. And we'll lift our light up. We'll set it up on our bracket here so we don't drop it. So I gotta move this wire nut around so it can be out of the way of that transformer there. So I'll just bend it down this way and put it over here and see if it fits. Okay, it's going to fit there, so let's make sure we get our wires to go into our box here. And we'll put a screw in the bottom here. Where's the... I'll find our hole. Okay, we'll get it in here nice and tight. Now it's going to be really tricky to get this one in the top. If I can't, I can't, and I'm going to just accept the fact if I can't, and I'm not going to get frustrated. I'll just have to let somebody else put it in. Or if I lose the screw, you know what, I lose it, that's all. You don't let stuff like that bother you. But it looks like I can, there it is. Now I can just turn up my hand a little bit. I can screw that in with the drill bit, screw gun bit. So I'll just turn up my hand a little bit here, get it down into the hole. So we'll point one this way, and one over this way. I'll just keep turning it by hand. And I'll just take a real tiny, it's tightening up. Nice, nice, nice. I've never had this good of luck recently. So our box is nice and solid, everything's tight. And our light works.